Hey, Dan Cochimillo here with NorCal Sports Network with another update on Roki Sasaki. This time, he has officially met with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Before we get into this, let us thank our sponsor, Chapman Law Group. Check out Chapman Law Group in the description of this video. And if everybody would give a like and subscribe to this video and to the channel, we would really appreciate it. It helps push out the channel to other people who may not know about NorCal Sports Network. So thanks in advance, as it really does help us. All right, guys. Roki has now met with the Los Angeles Dodgers as agent Joe Wolf, and the Dodgers have met. There have been 5 other teams to meet with Roki Sasaki. So now a total of 6 teams. The other 5 are the Rangers, the Yankees, Mets, Cubs, and the San Francisco Giants. And still to come for sure will be the San Diego Padres. But this we know is Roki cannot sign until January 15th. So he is narrowing down the group of teams he's meeting with. There's been 20 teams so far that have reached out of interest, but Joe Wolf and his age and Roki have only met with 6 so far. We know the Padres will be a 7th. Hugh Darvish is a huge factor. The question will be, where does he go? And you have to ask yourself a couple of questions and look at this whole situation. When Shohei Ohtani signed his massive contract last December in 23 before Christmas, that very same day, Roki Sasaki asked to be posted. He wanted to get into the posting last year, but his team did not allow him to be posted. His team, the Lotte Marines, they hold the contract ownership rights to Roki in Japan, and they didn't let him out last year. So kind of interesting that he asked that day, which is kind of because, look, they got Ohtani, they got Yamamoto. Now, you think about this. If you're, how do we put this? Let's say you're going to play in Japan and you're just going to move to another company in Japan, and you've got your choice of 15, 20, 30 different companies that want you, and you're moving to Japan, and you don't know anybody in Japan, okay? You don't know anybody in Japan, but you know a couple of friends of yours from America that are with one company. And you can go to the other companies and you don't know anybody. You don't speak Japanese. You only speak English, but you got 2 buddies from your home country in America that are working for one company, and they're recruiting you and telling you how great the company is. And it's the best company. The Dodgers, I'm using this, it's the best company in all of Japan. And you got a chance to go work for them. And the pay's the same wherever you go. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go to one of the companies where you don't know anyone? Or are you going to go to the team or company that you know a couple people? Now, there is one other company, like the Padres, that's got one of your mentors that's there, and you really know him. Now, you got some other players from Japan playing with the Mets and the Cubs, right? And other teams, but you really don't know them that well. But you played on the World Baseball Classic with Ohtani and Yamamoto. So I think the Dodgers have a huge in here. And I think that's ultimately what's going to grab him is the connection and the fact, to use the analogy of companies, it's the number one company to work for, right? It's got everything you want, and it's got your buddies there. and you are used to pitching in a 6-man rotation, and they happen to have 6 or 7 starters, so you fit in perfectly. If you go to San Diego, you got your buddy Hugh Darvish, and you got the opportunity to maybe be the number 1 starter there because Darvish is getting up there in age. You sign with one of these teams, they're going to have your rights for 6 years. So it's a big decision. And I think he ends up making it between the Dodgers, and I think they're the prohibitive favorites. And I think the Padres are the second best opportunity because they're competitive and you've got Darvish. Now the Giants, their history is they signed the first Japanese pitcher way back in the 50s or early 60s it was to come pitch in Major League Baseball when they were in San Francisco. But that's, 70 years ago or whatever it was, 60, 70 years, some crazy amount of years. So I don't think that has any sway whatsoever. The Giants can pitch their ballpark. They can pitch the fact that it's a great pitcher's park, maybe the best pitcher's park in America, and it can propel him to maybe one of the richest pitching contracts when he comes up for free agency. So they could pitch that, say, hey, you could win Cy Youngs like Tim Lincecum. You could be the most dominant pitcher. You could be the ace of the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco is a great ballpark, great historic franchise, has a great Japanese culture in the city, Asian community, all of that. There's that. There's also the fact that the Giants need an ace, and they're building, and you can pitch the fact that you could go up against Ohtani, take Ohtani down, and you really look even better. I think that's the Giants' pitch. They've got to pitch the fact that their ballpark's great. They're an iconic franchise. So I don't know how the Giants fare in this, but I think it's going to be tough to beat out the LA Dodgers. I really do. And Joel Wolf says that he doesn't really know where he wants to go, but that could also be a smokescreen just so it doesn't look like obvious. I don't want to say the word collusion because Roki's free to go wherever he wants, but they have to make it look like they're interviewing with several teams. So I think, if you look at the teams that he's met with, they're all in the top 10 in payroll last year. So he's meeting with teams that have the ability to pay him if he wants to stay with one of those teams after the 6 years. So we'll see. Tell us what you think in the comments below, guys. Is he going to be an LA Dodger? I think so. I think he's a Dodger. If he's not a Dodger, I think it's the Padres. And I don't think it's anywhere. I don't think anybody else will be really, truly considered. Now, I think he'll narrow it down to 5 teams, and I'll bet you the Giants will be one of those 5 teams, and they'll be in it. And maybe a couple other teams could be a New York team and all that. But I think he ends up with the LA Dodgers. You tell us what you think in the comments below. We do read the comments. We appreciate all of the comments, and we try to get to all of them if we can. But let us know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks so much.